in a building, presumably your home. We've seen so many images of the massive destruction through Gaza. How psychologically challenging is it for you? You're little more than a boy, 21 years old. How psychologically challenging has it been for you hearing the bombs and seeing the destruction around you and being concerned that your home could be next?
It's terrifying. It's horrifying. We can't really imagine it. People have to understand that we don't sleep. The loud sound of the drones is insane. So we just don't get any sleep. We just don't get any rest. It's all about the drone sounds are always on in the sky. And they are literally terrifying and frightening at the same time. So imagine yourself, as you said, that when you are in Gaza, you are really expecting your death or you're going to be killed in any second. It's just the same way that I'm talking to you at the moment. So psychologically speaking, no one can bear what is really going on in Gaza. It's been more than 155 days where a lot of bombings have been thrown in Gaza, where a lot of bombs and a lot of rockets and a lot of, the fear and panic among people is also insane, especially for children. And people have to understand at the same time that this is not the first war Palestinians in Gaza have had to bear. It is really the sixth war, but it's the bloodiest. It's the most horrifying. It's atrocious in every aspect. We have been displaced. We have been in extreme, surrounded by extreme famine, and we have been deprived of everything. And that the scale of destruction inside Gaza is literally unbelievable. So that's why we are trying to maintain our mentality, our mental health, because really, the first thing we need if this war ends and we survive is mental aid, because especially for children and women who've been under unbelievably extreme sense of pressure during these times. How can children cope with such high level of panic? It's really terrible, and that they are being marginalized and they are being deprived of everything. So there is no means of life inside Gaza. That's why, psychologically speaking, it is the worst ever to live in Gaza, as I told you. So yes, when you can see a child outside asking you for something, and that he is queuing up for hours to get some water, and even if it is contaminated, and maybe that people are working for so long hours without earning enough to provide a meal, because the prices here are truly the highest ever on earth. I'm very sure, because you're talking about, for example, one egg costs around $2. So this price is not found anywhere in the world. So the war has three main parts. We are talking about the bombs and attacks. We're talking about the starvation. And we're talking about at the same time the diseases and pollution that have been spreading around the community. The doctors have reported that hepatitis A viruses and its various types have spread widely among the community. So we are very afraid. We're very concerned about the health, even if it is psychological, even if it is physical, and that everything is now, doesn't augur well at all, because, crises. And the humanitarian crisis is just enlarging and getting bigger and bigger every day. So it's absolutely unimaginable and indescribable at the same time.
And Abu Bakr, what do you do to try to maintain your mental health through this?
Well, as I told you, I'm a journalist, so even to write and to report on the ground what is really going on the ground is a tough process. It's a cumbersome process. It's not easy at all, because you need to write and to focus on what you are writing as a journalist and what you are reporting as a journalist. And at the same time, you need to take care of your family, because yes, my family consists of five. I'm responsible for my family at the same time. So you are just multitasking. The reality inside Gaza is about that people are versatile. So, for example, when we mentioned Mohammed Barakat was in fact an English teacher. So these players, and also Khalid Abu Habib, the Khalid as a player who told us on Al Jazeera about his loss, he's also a doctor and he works daily, has been working daily inside the Al-Aqsa Martyrs Hospital since the war broke out. So when you look at people inside Gaza, we are multitasking every time and every day, and that the responsibilities on Gazans, on each Gazan, either whoever child, a woman, a father, a mother, whatever, the responsibilities are unbearable. They are too much on people. So what I really do is just like to do some prayers. I'm Muslim. I'm trying to always pray for God to save us. That's the most I can do, and trying to spend some time with my family to consoling them and telling them that you don't have to fear, you don't have to panic from the nearby bombing. In fact, a nearby square was completely destroyed and hit 10 times across the wall. It was just only 20 meters away from me. So, when you sleep during the late hours of night and out of a sudden, you hear that sound, that explosive sound, it really tears apart your mind. So there's no solution. No one can have a solution to psychologically cope with the ongoing situation, really. But the fact that we are doing the best, we're trying to spend some time with our families, consoling them and having some positive talk that the war will end, and at the same time have some time out with friends, have some time with people around us, with the beloved, and consoling them. And the most important part of it is that we need to ask God for safety, because He's the Savior, He's everything. And yes, but there is no solution except that. So it's overall, Palestinians in Gaza can't bear any seconds more. They have bled enough. We have bled enough. And what we really hope is that we can get back to our homes. We can really have that kind of luxury we used to, and even it's not luxury. People think that our life before October 7 was too great, but it wasn't. So we would need to understand that Palestinians have been suffering across the last 16 years,
Yeah.
being besieged by the Israeli occupation, and that Palestinians are always being victimized. So I think that we hope that the ceasefire will be reached soon.
Okay, Abu Bakr Abed, thanks so much for talking to us from Deir al-Balah.